What's up? It's Pyro Gills back. We got our stash. It's about 75% complete. We got some more on the way, but we're gonna show you what we have for now, all at a great price at B&B Family's Fireworks. So here we go.
Yeah, tune in for part 2 coming in the future. There should be a part 2.
Probably.
All right, first thing we have lame Snap-Its. We got 3 boxes of those. TNT and Boomer. I mean, I don't really know which one's better. They came in assortments, so they're just typical. All right, now we have World's Class Crackers, 2 packs, also an assortment. Ground Blasters, not poppers. They're little paper wrap things. Kind of interesting. We now have 2 different brands, 3 boxes of strobe pots. You guys know what they are. They kind of just flash. I mean, these are all just really small fireworks. We're going to just progressively move our way up. Now we have Mammoth Smoke and Smoke Balls. Pretty typical. And from World Class, we now have Speed Balls. I mean, for $1 for 6. It's pocket change. And another item that was $1 were these just like artificial spaceships, you know, always fun, just when you're bored. Our first fountain is this puny June Bugs fountain. It's nothing special. And even punier, we just have a tiny number 3 cone firework. I mean, just because. Now we have, let's see, what is this called? Happiness Fountain. Really small as well. Now we have TNT Blasts, which are crackle balls, but not as good as like the old school stuff like Kryptonite. Now we have 2 packages of Ground Blooms. Moms love these. So, always have to have some Ground Blooms. We didn't want to go overboard and buy like a carton. Now we have Jack in the Box fountain, you know, has different sectors that emit, you know, showers of sparks. And we have a 5-pack of Space Jam aerial spinners, which are basically these, just on a much larger scale. So, basically, like the artificial rockets. Now we have Splash Out by Boomer. I think that's gonna be fun. For $1.25, always fun to get 25-shot Saturn missile. They're always a staple in everyone's fireworks stash. And now, this is actually the first year we're getting individual firecrackers. So we got Red Devil M1000 firecrackers, Maximum Blast, Super Loud, pack of 36. With just 36, they're really girthy. They got a lot of weight. So,
Probably on the M1000s, we might do a video on that later.
no one cares, Brady.
I'll cut that
now
out.
we have it.
You said what?
Friendship Fountain. Editing. Friendship Fountain by Boomer, box fountain. Happy Fountain by Boomer, box fountain. This is the nicest box fountain I've ever seen. The pristine condition of the box. Wow.
You're so boring.
You're so gay. Now we have a mini display shell. This was an assortment. We definitely would have just bought it on our own, but you know, as long as my hand. We got some bigger stuff coming up along those lines. We now have Flower Power, you know, fountain. And now we got 5-ball Roman candles. Not ideal. We're probably going to get some bigger ones because Roman candles are always fun, but pack 4 or 5-ball Roman candles just because we wanted some. Now we have a 3-pack of Sky Shooters. Not really. Well, I guess it's like a single shot, maybe a salute, maybe a little less, probably quiet. Pipsqueak, World's Class Fireworks. This is just a fountain about, you know, $2.95 normally, but we got it in an assortment, so save some money there. Quicksilver by Boomer. That's a pretty large, actually. It probably just has a large outer casing. It's a really light fountain. Cool artwork, but you know, yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that one. Now we have Wonderland. A pretty neat fountain. It's really similar to Quicksilver, but we're kind of getting into the somewhat larger fountains. Brady, if you can show. Yeah, I mean, like forearm length, maybe a little shorter. Then we have Red Star Barrage, which is our first aerial firework. Besides really single small shot. I think this may be a single shot actually, but it's a TNT exclusive. Okay, but now we just have a multicolored star with chrysanthemum. It's larger than the other single shot. Now we just have two Space Jam assorted rockets, you know, fun. Now we have Frisky Starburst. This was, I think, you know, $2.95 on its own, but this was also in an assortment. So, nice fountain. Now we have medium rockets. So, these are also from the Space Jam assortment. We have a video about unboxing the Space Jam assortment, so make sure to check that out. Next thing, we have Wild TNT fireworks. Cool artwork. Kind of weighted at the bottom, but, you know, it's alright. Starlight. I mean, smallish, but looks good. Now we have Kaleidoscope, where you can actually see the tubes inside with a thin layer of tissue paper. This has got some weight to it, so I think it's going to be good. And now, from above, it's really heavy. It looks pretty nice. So, yeah. And all the previous ones, we're not really sure about how many grams they have in it. But, I mean, it doesn't really matter. They're not that important anyway. Now we have Giggles. Our first 200 gram cake. This was actually $2.95. It was a markdown from like, I think $4.95 or $3.95. So always love savings. We got all these on sale. Another $2.95 fountain by World Class is Road America. Not really sure why it's called that, with that really creepy artwork. And our $3.95 fountain, which was, I mean, pardon me, this is Ariel. Smiling face, you know, neat, you know, skull. All these, you know, have a little bit of weight, but they're not going to be the main event, of course. Now we have 3 large assorted rockets from the Space Jam assortment. So, that'll look cool. This is That's Your Problem with Zombie Uncle Sam. This is actually $4.95, marked down from $6.95. So, it's pretty large. Way bigger than my hand. And now, another amazing deal is Cargator, $3.95. Really big, heavy cake, 200 grams. Really nice. Now we have Mummy Awakens, which was $8, marked down from, I think, $9. Really heavy, I think, 25 shot? Oh no. Well, it's by Firehawk. So, Firehawk is a fantastic brand. Always recommend getting stuff from them. And now we have Rock and Roll, which I believe was $12, marked down from $14, by Grizzly. Great Grizzly. So that'll be pretty neat. And now we have artillery shells. Always gotta have those. We have some canister shells that aren't in this video, but that'll be in the next installment. So, you know, Brothers is always a good brand, so we decided to get that. And this one is a funny story because this one was $15. It was actually $16, marked down to $15, but they accidentally put the price on wrong. So the lady just said she charges $4.95. So basically we got 70% off on a new firework. And here are 3 giant single shot tubes. One's kind of bent away. Guess we should have checked. So 2 world class ones, you can see the effect right here. And 1 Brothers one. So Brothers actually has a thicker tube. So those will all be fun. Now we have our second largest 200 gram cake, Buggin' Out, world class again. You may think, well, pretty much most of our fireworks are world class fireworks because they're a fantastic brand. So Buggin' Out, really heavy. And our largest 200 gram cake is Honey Badger Don't Care. We think it's a 200 gram cake. It may be a 500 gram, but we're really sure it's a 200 gram. We may do some research. So 200 gram or 500 gram, preferably 200 gram. But we would love, it'd be a nice surprise if it was 500 gram. All right. So our first 500 gram is Yikes, world class. Again, it's a fan cake. So has a funny little monkey on there. That face has kind of been a meme. So now we have our second 500 gram cake, Skyfall. So kind of like from James Bond. 9 shots. Looks really neat. And our current finale, which will probably not be our finale in a little while because we're going to go get more bigger ones or larger ones, is It's Go Time, you know, with eagle on it, proud to be American, giant veiny bicep, but this one just looks raw, just feeling on it. The tubes are really big, so we have high expectations for this, so we can't wait to shoot it off. So thank you guys for tuning in. All right, showing everything. So this is just all our stash so far in its glory. This is the largest stash we have yet, and it's growing. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos. Bye.